Hey everyone, how are we doing? It is Sunday morning here in the UK. It is not that over in Singapore. It is a proper time to be playing a game of senior professional football. Now listen, let's not get too lost in this. I spent many a year, many a Sunday morning up earlier than this and actually physically playing football. However, I was a child and had a reasonable routine in bed, could choose when I went to sleep, when I got up. As it is, I had my nephew staying over last night, who's nearly 3, and he woke up at 6:15. So I have spent the morning watching Thomas the Tank Engine. More my choice than his, to be honest. Classic Ringo Starr, Thomas the Tank Engine. I've had some breakfast. I am in the studio. I have got a cup of tea. I made this one, so it's spot on. No Steve Hoare ruining my life by making me a bad cuppa this morning. Well, I'm here. I'm ready for Leicester City versus Liverpool in our next pre-season friendly game. You can interact with me by using the live show chat on YouTube. If you're a legend tier subscriber on Redmen Plus, you can put your comments in as well. I've got this wonderful feed here in front of me. A wonderful feed of all your comments, but it's going to be a long old morning this. For example, we've got here, there's Leighton Lambeth says, morning lads, cup of coffee me mate. Yeah, absolutely, smash some coffee into your face, does me no good, coffee, nice. I'm a sort of gentle rise, gentle high kind of guy these days. So a cup of tea for me. We'll see. But what are you doing right now? Where are you? Where are you in the world? And what time is it? And if it's the morning and you're in the UK and you're not used to getting up this early to watch Liverpool play games of football on a Sunday, the Lord's Day. How are you coping? What are you doing to cope with that? Right, okay, here we go. There's the first answer to that one. Fanonian 95. Morning, lads. Watching in San Diego, 2 a.m. here. I mean, you've got to feel sorry for the American Reds in this regard. No, look, of course, because of how time zones work, there probably is no such thing as an ideal kickoff time. Every kickoff time is probably terrible for someone. But it does feel like Americans get a bad rub of it this time. Is that as bad as it gets? By the way, let me know. Hi Carl asks, why is the Redmen not in Singapore for pre-season? Because it's really expensive. Basically, and I'm gutted. It's one of the reasons why I'm kind of poking fun at the whole kickoff time. Normally doesn't bother me because I am normally on pre-season and I'm just there and it's just the time of day and you're fine. But no, I went to Thailand last year for it and the organisation was horrendous. The travel was horrendous and the knock-on impact to my physical and mental health off the back of it was very damaging as well. So we've opted to just talk to you guys, for me to sit in a room with Joe on the other side of a room with his one leg, and sacrifice Sunday morning sleep to watch the Reds and have a playful chat with people in the comments. That's roughly where we're at. And also the Anfield Wrap, I think, went over. I think they got taken over by someone else paid for them to go over, so I think that's why they're there. I won't go any further into that because they're really good guys. They deserve all the success they've got, and I know people have these weird issues around certain things regarding the club. So, oh my God, has Jan Molby been out in the sun with his sunnies on? Do we think? Sorry, if anyone's watching the LSC TV stream, he looks very pale around the eyes there, Jan. What do you reckon, Joe? Do you reckon he's fallen asleep like yesterday with the sunnies on? Is that just well, he's very red around the face. He looks a bit, I mean, it can be hot under those studio lights. I can attest to that. But he does look like he's. In fact, what do we reckon? Can we put a poll? Did Jan Molby fall asleep in the garden with his sunglasses on yesterday? Yes or no? It's a big question, a very big question. Daniel McMurray, who has been a member for 24 months, says, lad, would you be satisfied with Ndidi and Lavia midfield done? Not saying that because we played them today. I don't understand why Ndidi hasn't been linked. Yeah, Chris has been banging the Ndidi drum for a number of years. It's an odd one, isn't it? I don't know. I honestly don't know if he's at the level. It's hard to judge sometimes. And maybe, if we're talking about just buying a footballer in, I don't think he'd cost the earth, and I think he's Premier League experienced, and we have a great track record of buying lads from relegated teams. So if you could get him for good value, I think you could do a lot worse than that. I think it's a really interesting shout. Right, here we go. Craig Flynn is in the Philippines. It's 4:50 p.m. Oh, that is almost perfect. That is like, I'm not sure culturally whether you've just had a Sunday roast or not, but that for me feels like when I'm going to my dad's for dinner after, could have had dinner at 4, finish your dessert, or maybe take your dessert into the living room, sit down in front of the telly, watch the Reds. Oh, yeah. Harold Lubser, I believe, is probably feeling my pain as it's 10:49 a.m. Yeah. Let's see. Wow. It's from in Tehran, says Bardia Pirayesh. It's 12:30 p.m. Solid kickoff time. I don't think I've ever knowingly interacted in the comments with someone from Tehran. That's a first. And 14 years on YouTube. Congratulations, Bardia. You are our official Redmen TV representative in Tehran. There you go. Congratulations. 11 a.m. in Norway. Good to see. Says Scotty is dealing with this in the best way. Just woke up to see the Reds in Scotland. Yeah, sounds absolutely. What have you got? How you get? I mean, if it's illegal, don't tell me. But yeah, there you go. 12 a.m. from Israel. So is that midnight? Oh, I mean that's not the worst. Here's a great one. This might be comment to the stream so far from James Tierney. I was breakfast shamed by my 6-year-old daughter. She had watermelon and blueberries. I sat in the garden and had a coffee and a cigarette. Yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, you can have a boom for that, my friend. Well done. Right, sound. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Sean Allen Waterfall. Hell of a name. Have you had a good morning? I've had a good morning. Like I say, my nephew was staying with me. So we set up like the camp bed in the living room for him, and he woke up at 6:15, and my wife had got up early yesterday morning. So she said, given that you're getting up anyway to go into work, would you mind going and getting in with the boy if he wakes up early? I was like, yeah, no problem, 6:15. But what I've done is, I've bought the first two series of the original Thomas the Tank Engine, the Ringo Starr ones. So every time he stayed over, we get up and watch them in the morning. And moreover, I dozed to them. But it's fine. Scott, sorry, apologies. It's going to take me a while to get used to that. Hawks, member for 37 months, absolute hero. Nearly 2 a.m. Perfect for a post-season trip from the bar. Cheers, Paul. I'm happily banjoed. I hope all is well. Yeah, all is pretty good so far. Right. Steve. Yeah, Steve Wilton's in a similar situation here. Cheers from San Jose, California, just before 2 a.m. Yeah, randomly enough, it's the anniversary of us leaving San Jose. We did San Jose pre-season. It was a good time. We did LA and then over to San Jose, and it was a intense few days. It's 4 p.m. in Thailand. Right, okay, this is great. Thank you so much, everyone who's joining me. Right, let me get the team up. So the 11 is as follows. It is Queven Kelleher in goal. It is Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibu Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson, and it looks like the midfield then is Curtis Jones, Bobby Clark, Alexis McAllister, and then you've got Diogo Jota, Mohamed Salah, and Darwin Núñez. So what I've done is because Google has got it as, I will tell you what Google has got it as when this fucking laptop decides to do what I want it to do. They've got it as Clark in the 6, which is not going to be the case. McAllister and Jones either side. They've got it in a 4-3-3. I think it's going to be more like this. I think we'll persist with the box midfield until I see otherwise, which means it could be. It's very possible. The numbers are wrong, by the way. I should have changed them, but I'm a divvy. So, in fact, can I turn that off? No. Yes. Here we go. I think it will be Jones and Trent in the double pivot. Obviously, Trent will then drop into right back, you know, in the defensive shape, and it will be more like a 4-3-3 or it'll be more 4-3-3ish when we're defending. The other possible alternative is that Alexis McAllister might come and sit in, because we've seen him be all over the place in the first couple of pre-season games. I'm not sure. I think Jürgen made a brief mention of in his pre-match interview about Curtis having a go in the 6. So, yeah, I think that's what it will be. Now, it will be interesting to see, again, up front, Jota and Nunes have both persistent for 2 games, started centre forward up until this point. And, you know, we were having a debate on the Originals podcast last week about this kind of situation. Do we think Nunes is going to start through the middle, or do we think he's going to start out on the wing? Let me know in the comments on that. Liverpool wearing their green and white kit for the first time as well, which looks all right. It's not my cup of tea, but this is. I'm not a huge fan of. I like harping back to old kits. I prefer ones that had some sort of glorious history, and I know that technically that's like a follow-on from Liverpool's very first ever blue quarters kit, blah, blah, blah. It looks fine, but it's, for me, and everyone loves the 95 kit. People love it. I remember it as the kit we lost the FA Cup final in, so it doesn't have particularly great memories. I still actually have one of those shirts. I think it's in this building somewhere. But yeah, I prefer the season before, even though we didn't do anything. 96, I apologise. 95, 96, sorry, was when we wore that kit. Charlie Walker, I haven't missed your super chat. I'm just waiting for a break in my brain there to get round to it. This will do. Now that you've pointed it out, it'd be rude of me not to do it now. Actual thoughts on this season. Lack midfield depth is worrying. However, excited with the 2 confirmed signings. Yeah, you know, I agree. I think what we've seen so far from pre-season is we're lacking a number 6. And to the point, our 3 we've let 3 number 6s go this summer. You know, we let Milner go on a free, and obviously we've sold now Hendo and Fabinho. Bajcetic is injured or not back to full fitness, and then obviously Thiago's not even come on this tour, has he? So yeah, the closer it gets to the kick-off of the season, the more concerned it'll be. It's not the end of the world. I think we might be able to muddle through, but I'd rather us not. I'd rather just hit the ground running. Just to quickly talk about the substitution options as well. So it's a jam-packed bench. I think it's pretty much everyone who's on the tours on the bench. I think Jürgen referenced again, he thinks it might be 45 and 45. I wondered whether it would be, whether this would be more like a 60-30 kind of game. I wonder if that's therefore buying where we start to ramp that up, or is it going to be a consistent thing of just they're going to keep everyone at a similar sort of fitness level? Because we got it wrong last year, and are they trying to be a little bit more careful? That's a big question. So anyway, Alisson, Adrian, Moroshek, 3 goalies on the bench there. Gomez, Diaz, Soboslai, Gakpo, Elliott, Tsimikas, Matip, Scanlon, Doak, McConnell, Kumas, Kwanzaa and Frauendorf. Yeah. So theoretically, what you're looking at there is it's a bit light up front. That one, is it? I guess it would be Gakpo. That would be a Gakpo in the 9 kind of situation, perhaps. Doak on the right, Diaz on the left. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. Elliott in behind with Soboslai. Okay, actually, now that I'm saying that, it's not light at all, is it? You'd suspect it'd be no, who did it? McConnell did the DM last time out, didn't he? Okay, it's not too bad. Right, we're very, very close to kick-off. They're lined up and ready to go. We've got a super chat here. Neil O'Callaghan. I'll read your super chat now as we are underway here, and Kanate pumps one forward and immediately gives it away, and Leicester send one, looking to play one in behind to Patson Daka straight away, and it is cut out. And yeah, Curtis Jones and Trent lining up in the double pivot for Liverpool as expected. The question will be over who's right side and who's left side, and let me see if I predicted it correctly. I did not predict it correctly. I had McAllister left, Clark right. At the moment, it's the other way around. So McAllister is playing right 8 and Clark is playing left 8. And then in terms of the centre forward positions, we'll have another little closer look at that in a moment to find out who's playing in the 9. Anyway, sorry, Neil O'Callaghan. This team is scarily weaker than it was last season, and that is when we were crying out for midfield. We're looking to make top 4 again. Forget the title challenge. We need 2 mids and a centre back ASAP. Yeah, maybe. We definitely need a number 6, and I think you can tell. Holy shit, Enzo Maresca is their manager. I did not know that. I was actually going to Google that on the show, but that's just answered the question. Enzo Maresca, get in. There's a Champman legend and a half. Right, Salah's got it on the right wing. Knocks it back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think I think there's very much a Lavia missing, minimum a Lavia missing from the squad. It'd be interesting to see if they get that done before Bayern Munich. Liverpool building up quite nicely at the moment. There's a little give and go, ball spread over to the right hand side. Mohamed Salah just tucked inside slightly, tries to curl one through. Still got it again. There's a little step on, and then basically just kicks the ball out of play for the goal kick. Does look like it's Darwin Núñez in the 9 at the moment. Let's see how he handles that. One of my suspicions from what we saw from the preseason games so far is that I think we've just got to go all in on Darwin Núñez. I just do. You know, we've got Gakpo there who can do the false 9 if we need to. Good pressing by Darwin. Did give away the foul, unfortunately, so technically bad pressing. I think you've got him. We've spent a lot of money on him. It didn't work out last season for a variety of reasons. Bobby Clark pressing really aggressively there. Darwin Núñez wins it back. Lovely little, great little turn there. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky as it just breaks down. No free kick apparently. Okay. Interesting to see Trent back in the inverted fullback role as well for this one, as he just gets a toe on it and clears it out. Josh Owen says, cheeky bid for Newcastle's Bruno. I think they've had a little sniff around him, to be honest, but it looks like he spoke this week about wanting a new contract and how it hadn't quite happened just yet, so maybe capitalise on that. I'm not sure he's what we need, to be perfectly honest, but yeah, I'm still all in on this. We need at least one specialist number 6, and if you can then get someone who can do a good job at 6, who's a bit older, then that's kind of what we're going for. Right, anyway, Leicester play it back. I think it was Timothy Castagna plays it back to the goalie, floats one forward. It's interesting, this Leicester side. I'm quite surprised how many of the players from last season are still here, to be honest, and it makes you wonder, is it just that, you know, out of sight, out of mind, or have they offered them, you know, something to stick around, or there's just literally been a lack of interest, and that can obviously happen, can't it? The stock of footballers really falls when you've been relegated. But this is, you know, a lot of these Leicester players will have played European football for them. You know, I suspect. Steve Min, perfect name for your comment as well. Just did the walk of shame, but I'm up for this. Fantastic. Was it a profitable night last night, shall we say? Was it just a walk of shame because you woke up in a ditch somewhere, or did you wake up in a friendly environment? That's what we want to know. Let me know in the comments, please. I'm Matthew North, LFC TV at work in Australia. Unlucky. Surely it does, right? Surely. Anyway, Leicester building up quite nicely. A ball to the back stick over everyone's head. It's going to run out for a throw-in. I like the fact that, oh crap, there is a funny in-joke for you. Lundrum 03 wants to show the H. Very friendly. Well done, Steve. Sounds. Sounds brilliant. Okay, cool. Leicester building up. They've got the ball on the left-hand side. Salah cuts it out. Ball to Diogo Jota. Just got taken out there. And brings a free kick in the middle of the park. Wilfred Ndidi. With the foul there. Here's a good question. Liverpool are cool. What's a successful season for you next season? Silverware. Back in the Champions League and silverware. Right. Okie dokie. Ibu Kanate. Thank you for everybody for answering the obvious questions about why we're not showing the match. Curtis Jones. McAllister back to Trent. Lovely ball through the lines, just a little step over from Darwin. Unfortunately, it ran straight through Bobby Clark. Aggressively pressing in, as is Diogo Jota. Clark goes over to that left-hand side. Leicester doing nice football here, just passing it around, moving it around quickly through Liverpool's lines. Salah profited on a little bit of a loose pass there. It's closed down. Oh, that's a heavy, heavy tackle in the middle of the pitch there. Alexis McAllister, I think that has gone down. Yeah. Dewsbury Hall, just... I mean, he's apologetic, but he can obviously eat a shit. People asking actually about Szoboszlai. He's on the bench. I think Klopp said... I think the exact words he used, we'll have to see how he is. Because obviously he's only just, he had a little, he rolled his ankle last week, so they've been being careful with him. But I did see a couple of clips of him striking the ball, let's say, very well in training. Okay, there's Alexis McAllister on the right-hand side. Kanate squares it across the centre circle, inside Leicester territory to Van Dijk. Van Dijk cuts back, gives it back to Ibu. He's going to stride forward with it, plays it to Salah, hugging that right-hand touchline back to Trent. Trent opens his body up. He's going to switch the play. Big ball over to that far side. Very good ball indeed. Diogo Jota whips the ball across. Ooh, nearly caught the goalkeeper out of his near post. Just stepped across and clawed it into the bread basket there. I'm not familiar with him actually. Let me just see what he's called. Their goalie is called Hermansen. Great. Very calm under pressure from him as he plays it out to the left back. And Leicester looking to build. Dewsbury Hall lays one off. You can already see there's a level of quality of step up here. Obviously, we've played the two Bundesliga 2 teams so far. I thought give us a really interesting footballing challenge. Both prepared to have possession, both looking to knock it round, both wanting to play footy. And Leicester doing the same so far, which is a bit un-Leicester-like, if I'm honest. Leicester famed for their counter-attacking ability. Now, of course, a number of years under Brendan Rodgers, who loves a bit of tiki-taka, will obviously have been well worked into them, but a couple of passes and then just that's more Leicester-like. The Leicester that we know from the title-winning season, they're actually in behind here. Virgil van Dijk misses the step. Oh, Caoimhin Kelleher, brave out at the striker's feet there, made himself big. In fact, it was Wilfred Ndidi who broke him through there. Just a little moment of indecision there, a little flick on over the head of Ibu Kanate. Great little feathered ball in behind Van Dijk, and Caoimhin Kelleher just diving in there. Brilliant save, brilliant goalkeeping there from Caoimhin Kelleher to keep the score at 0-0. People asking again, it's Virgil van Dijk is the captain for today. What we still don't know is who the vice captain is. And I wonder whether there'll be some sort of announcement, probably close to the season, maybe. Anyway, Robbo. Curtis Jones and Trent now with the ball. Trent floats it forward. Lovely little flick on. Looks like he was offside. Darwin Núñez thinks it over the keeper. He puts it away. The offside flag is up. But it was an inspirational piece of play from Darwin Núñez there. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, he's miles offside. Miles offside. It was Alexis McAllister with the flick on, but it was a lovely little deft touch from Darwin. I'm really enjoying his composure in front of goal from what I've seen of him so far this pre-season. Just clipped it up and over. Oh, the keeper under intense pressure from Liverpool's forward line here. Darwin Núñez nearly got onto his toes. Yeah, Leicester just about keeping their heads above water for the moment. And they've done really well there, really well. Trent's going to need to get back. Ibu Konaté's going to get back. That is a hell of a ball. A hell of a ball in behind. It's cut across. And Virgil van Dijk clears it away. Leicester causing Liverpool problems on the counter-attack. Yeah, really quick down that side. Arrowed ball across. And this is one of those situations where if you get the attacking balance wrong, it leaves you a little short defensively. Liverpool just about enough there to tidy up. But yeah, it goes back to this, a lack of a genuine built for the role number 6. It does just leave you a little lightweight defensively. Anyway, here comes the in-swinging corner from this left-hand side, deep to the back post, towering header. It's gone over everyone and it's gone out for a goal kick to Liverpool. Yeah, everyone asking if you all super chat £100, I will turn the camera toward the screen. Really, don't do it. Please don't do it. Here we go. Bobby Clark, nice little touch carrying the ball inside. Trent fires it out to Mohamed Salah. He's got 3 men running. Didn't quite lift it over. McAllister heads it back towards him. Salah gathers it in the right midfield position. Curtis Jones is inside him, gets it. Trent ahead of him, gives it to him, turns. Ball out to Salah. Little triangles from Liverpool. Salah pressed, so goes back to Ibu Konaté. No problem, Tom, thank you. Yeah, UFC, well done. Here we go. Liverpool on that left-hand side. Bobby Clark. Curtis. Out wide. Andy Robertson high up on that left-hand side. Curtis Jones. Trent opens his body up. Plays the ball inside to Alexis McAllister. Oh, tries to thread the ball through to Darwin. Just didn't quite have the weight on it. Breaks down. The Leicester attempt to clear it. Goes back to Ibu Konaté. Trent. McAllister. Clark. Lovely turn. I tell you what, he's got a great sort of... I don't know what's the word. He's very silky in how he moves the ball. Bobby Clark. Ball played inside. Virgil van Dijk tries to intercept it. Wasn't quite there. Stepped on his man's toes instead. And it is a free kick. Here we go. Leicester just casually building up along the back line at the moment. And yeah, going back to the defence as well. It looks like they've got Pereira playing in midfield there. Right, okay, I'm just going to refresh and see if Google have decided to get this any more right. No, okay. Again, Leicester just stroking the ball, trying to invite the Liverpool press, trying to free up some space. Curtis Jones comes a long way. Diogo Jota goes a long way. Darwin Núñez pounces on it. He's inside the 18-yard box. Cuts back on his right. Tries to find the square ball. Salah picks it up. Knocks it back for Trent. Trent, oh, he just bobbled. Didn't quite sit right for him. And he gets the left-footed shot, but it's not got the power or the accuracy to really test Hermansen in goal there. It was good pressing, though, from Liverpool. Yeah, Leicester just a little too casual knocking it around the back there. You can see what they're doing. They're obviously trying to invite that press so that they can then go beyond it and try and break Liverpool open. But all that happened was actually Liverpool got closer and closer to them. The press failed, and yeah, well done. Yeah, that's how that chance broke down for Leicester, and Liverpool nearly capitalised on it. Right, here they come again. Leicester again just walking it round in the final third, knocking the ball around is Vestergaard, the lumbering giant. He's one. I mean, obviously he's just huge, but can Darwin get around him with his pace is a big question. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, he got back across. He missed his tackle, and Ibu Konaté blocks, and it's another corner. good pace from Trent, actually. There's something about him this last the last couple of months of the season when he just seems to have another little bit of extra pace in the tank. It wasn't enough to get him there this time, but yeah, it does look faster. Seems like there's generally a lot more knobheads in the comments here today than there have been on in the previous two friendlies. Is that just because I don't know, school's finished, hasn't it? That's weird. Right, okay, in swinging corner from Albrighton. Again, it's a deep one. Again, looking for that towering header. Again, we get it, and again he heads it high and over the bar for a Liverpool goal kick. Liverpool take it quick and short. Andy Robertson into Curtis Jones, turns on it into Trent. Needs to be quick here. Gets dragged back by Patson Daka, but maintains possession. Liverpool go down that left-hand side. Back to Robertson. Knobhead's going to knob, KT. Yeah, you're right. Crossfield pass, big crossfield pass. Can Salah keep that one in? He can do, right in the right corner of the pitch. Gets his head up. Tries to play it back to Alexis McAllister on the edge, and it's cut out, and Trent gets back, does really well there, and sweeps up in the right back position. Sean Swarty, I'm a big fan of the optimism there with Darwin Núñez, saying Darwin still had 15 goals last season. He's breaking out this season. I'm up for that. I'm bang up for that. I really hope he is. I think he just looks a bit more on it right now. And to be fair, look, he had a good pre-season, but I think it's good to see that he looks on it because he looked off it in the back end of last season. Bobby Clark linking with Darwin Núñez, flicks one over the top. I don't know, halfway between an overhead kick towards goal and a flicked pass over the top. And what that meant was it was a diagonal ball away from goal with not enough power for a shot and too much power for a pass. Anyway, and yes, it breaks down. Eric Sevenhag, just drinking me coffee, Paul. Can't be asked for the chat. I know, mate. Don't worry about it. Right. Knobheads in the comments. There's a song title in the making. Gucci'd up. I totally agree. Leicester have it at the back. I mean, I guess it's telling that, again, the counter-attacking opportunities been a bit more clear-cut for Leicester so far. We've had a couple of those big headers from corners at the back post, but I've seen a lot of Leicester just having the ball in their back line. Oh, under pressure. They've just about managed to get away with it. And here they go. Springing it. Can Liverpool hold their defensive shape? It's a long floated ball. It's over the head of Andy Robertson. He needs to accelerate. He does. Gets there. Can he keep it in play? Can do. Flicks it down the line. That's one for Diogo to chase. And Leicester put it out for a throw-in. Right, okie dokie. Here we go. Leicester, Liverpool, sorry, got it against Salah inside to Trent. Trent goes back to Mohamed Salah. Salah goes back to Ibu Konate. Tyler Morton's injured, I think, mate. Sean. Liverpool trying to build down that left-hand side. Diogo Jota getting stuck in. Bobby Clark goes and tidies up. Well done. Curtis Jones. Clark, Jones. Back to Clark. Oh, nice football. You're not going anywhere with it at the moment. And Kurt gets it to Trent. Trent floats it out to Salah again. It's been a very regular and very available pass in this game so far. Curtis Jones gets it from Salah. Plays one back over the top. Darwin Núñez is on the edge. He hooks it back across goal. Clark chests it down. Noses it down. Still going. Oh, it just couldn't. Liverpool just couldn't get it clear of anyone's feet there. Curtis Jones nicks it back. Trent stands one up for Diogo Jota. Can't quite control it, manages to keep it in play right by the corner flag and goes back to Robertson. Good little spell of possession for Liverpool. Let's get into some dangerous areas. A couple of clever little balls over the top. Salah, Trent. Salah tucked in and quite deep on this right side now. Goes all the way across to Virgil van Dijk. Every Liverpool player is pretty much in the final third of Leicester's half here. Curtis Jones strides forward, goes back to Konate, cuts back on it, back to Virgil. Robertson's left-hand side, gets it. Inside again to Curtis Jones. Tries to just play a little pass through. Blocked. Comes back to Virgil. Virgil sweeps it across to Mohamed Salah. He's got Trent inside him. Hasn't got a lot of movement. Again, as much as every Liverpool player's in the half, that therefore means every Leicester player is. Robertson high up on that left-hand side. Crossing opportunity wasn't quite there for him, so goes back to Curtis Jones. Drop of the shoulder. Goes for goal himself. Oh, the keeper spilled it. And he manages to recover it before it goes out for a corner. Decent little effort. I mean, it would have taken a lot to beat the goalkeeper from there, but as seen by how he handled it, not a bad effort on goal. Here's his earlier efforts. Darwin Núñez played in, hooked it back. Bobby Clark chested it. He chests it up, which means that he then needs to like try and bring it down with a second touch, and that's the level. You know, you're not getting 2 touches inside an 18-yard box, and then hoping to engineer a shot. And yeah, Leicester swarmed him, and the chance broke down. But it was good for Liverpool. Good, really, really good movement. Yeah, really, really good movement. STH, why do YouTubers call this Watchalong? Because I'm watching it, and theoretically you're watching it, and so we're watching it, and we're watching along together. That's why it's called. That's why it's called that. We're all collectively watching the football match. Ball played in behind. It's broken down. It's going to be a ball. It's going to be. I think it's another corner to Leicester. Another corner in swing. Are they going to repeat the trick again of looking for that big one to the far stick? If I was Leicester, I'd be looking for a little near post run here. Just someone to maybe flick it on, just mix it up, because, yeah. Oh, but actually, that's the thing about watching. That's why we've got the clock. Is you just sync my clock to the match clock on your screen, and then it works. So that whatever that looks like, you either pause the game or pause us, whichever is ahead. You stop that one till it catches up, and that's. If people ever done watch-alongs before, it's cool. It sounds. Yeah, you can just offering some instructions on the side like that, or just cheerleading, just throwing in some basic 90s dance moves there. Yeah. Right, let's have a little look. Oof. Diogo Jota just sold out with the pass there. Leicester attacking down that right hand side. Jota is back there. Robertson's there. Cross is blocked. Another corner to Leicester, this time over on the far side of the pitch. It's interesting, as Google have got it as 52% possession to Liverpool, 48 to Leicester. Similar amount of passes for both teams, slightly better pass accuracy, albeit on 15 less passes for Leicester. So, kind of says what it is. You know, it's a bit of a nothing game so far. Both teams, I think Liverpool are engineering more with possession. Leicester looking more dangerous on the counter attack. Here comes the corner again. Heart of the penalty area this time. Kanate gets his head to it, heads it up, and it's hammered away. Salah's going to try and pick that up. Can't get to it. Leicester come forward again. Ball carried forward by Doyle out to that left-hand side. McAteer, well defended by Trent. But he's lost out in that physical battle there. And the referee says offside. Okay. Yeah, clearly offside. Yeah, Trent blocked the first one, but the attempt to pass through, he was offside. Okay. John Brooks says greetings from the Philippines. Philippine Dubliner watching the Redmen TV. Is right, mate. Hope you're having a good day. Curtis Jones. Symes. Saying chaos ball is back, baby. Hopefully it's more than that with Darwin. You know, again, my concern with Darwin Núñez, someone else I heard on a podcast summed it up better than me, but hang on a second. It's trying to drop to Darwin Núñez. He squared it to Salah for no reason whatsoever. Floats it to the keeper. Keeper fists it away a full stretch. Darwin, a lovely turn inside from Darwin Núñez. Can he get it clear? Can he get a pass? Oh, not quite blocked, and Leicester survive for the moment. Jones tell you what, the ball broke. I was looking down at the comments, so I don't know how it quite ended up at Darwin Núñez's feet. He should have had a shot on goal, but he squared it to Salah. It's not quite the right decision taken in that, but Liverpool do still have it, and they are creating an increasing amount of opportunities, getting more touches in the Leicester area, ramping up the pressure. Here's Virgil. Here's Curtis Jones. Good ball, Andy Robertson. Down that left-hand side to the byline, fizzes it across, blocked corner to Liverpool. And I think it's interesting, Leicester have definitely had... They had the biggest chance, which was the one from Ndidi against Caoimhin Kelleher. I think they've had two really good opportunities which were played in on the counter-attack, and one Virgil managed to cut out. But I'd suggest Liverpool have had more of it just in terms of building stuff and being in the opponent's penalty area. Corner, whipped in the keeper. He should have caught that. He punched it. It goes all the way back to Robertson. Lines it up again. This time the cross is blocked and it will go for another corner to Liverpool. It does feel like Liverpool are building into this game a little bit more. Andy App with the super chat says, whoever arranged this match gave no thought to those of us that were out on the Raz last night. Agreed. Totally agreed. Corner again to the heart of the area. Again, this one's headed away. Vestergaard, the giant, the man mountain, gets it away. He's the kind of size that you'd have like all the little people in a Royal Rumble ganging up on him to try and get him out, or tying him up in the ropes. Robertson from deeper this time. It's over everyone's head, and it runs out over at the back post, and Leicester will let that one run for a throw-in. Yes. Yeah, again, it's not been... Liverpool haven't been great in this game so far. But I think what we've seen, definitely, Leicester, very much a threat on the counter-attack. But Liverpool starting to build more. And actually, given how well Leicester are getting in defensive shape, it's actually quite encouraging how well we've been able to get in behind in that limited space. Nothing totally clear-cut, but yeah. Xander Grogan, thoughts on the potential Mbappe loan? I might do that as a show after this, but it looks very unlikely, to be honest. I think that's total bollocks. Jones, under pressure, does well, spins, Patson Daka, lays out to the right-hand side. McAllister's now going to try and whip that one in, and he does. Oh, again, just a little bit too much on it. Bobby Clark can recover it, but actually can't find the Liverpool shirt and gives it away, and here comes that Leicester counter-attack. And it's over. He's just passed it straight out of play. Brilliant. One of these things that, again, it's worth keeping an eye on. It's Robertson for me in this particular. In fact, there you go. Balls into the pen area. I don't know whether that means how many. It's an interesting stat. I don't know what that means. Is it how many times the ball has been played into the penalty area? Because it's 14-6 for Liverpool in that regard. I mean, technically what Salah's just done there is an aimless floated ball, but would count it. That's as simple as the start. Anyway, a little stutter run from McAllister, tries to feed Bobby Clark through. Again, it breaks down, but you can see that from McAllister. He just wants to get on the ball in and around the edge of the 18-yard box and just find little passing angles. It has broken down there. Kanate has given away the free kick. But yeah. James Tierney with a great point. Disappointed that About Face. Oh, damn it! Right, sorry. I've just put some Darwin hate on the screen for no reason. Disappointed that About Face isn't on the bench for Leicester today. Would have been useful to bring on the second half. We needed that goal. Yeah, very good. Ibu Kanate goes back to Virgil van Dijk. Possessions in the last 5 minutes: 78% for Liverpool, 22 to Leicester City. And yeah, you can see that Leicester seem to have a lot of the ball around their back line, but all of a sudden that's gone, and it seems to be replaced by Liverpool just being very, very dominant on the ball now. Trent plays it through McAllister between the lines. Great touch from Diogo Jota. Fires it across goal, saved by the goalie, Darwin Núñez, and there's the goal for Liverpool. They've broken the deadlock. Lovely play by the Reds, and as I've been saying, it's been coming for Liverpool. It's been building up. They've been having better possession, getting into more dangerous positions, and this was just almost effortless the way they managed to carve Leicester open. It goes from kind of nothing. They got possession in midfield We'll wait for the replay so I can be totally accurate in what I'm saying here. But it's a lovely ball there, initially through the lines from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And yeah, you know, it's again, Darwin Núñez so lively, so alert to be able to turn this in. But you can see this Trent left-footed ball through to McAllister. McAllister, Jota rolls on it, and he goes for goal. It's a good save from the goalkeeper down low. You know, if he doesn't make that save, I think it's nestling in the bottom corner from Jota. Let's have a little look at this. Great ball from McAllister. Great little spin and roll. Left-footed shot. Man, he's probably just going wide, but the keeper doesn't know that. He just pushes it into the path, and Darwin Núñez is on it like a shot from a really narrow angle to turn it in. And there you go. Darwin Núñez, another pre-season goal for him. Really good performance again from Darwin Núñez so far. Really impressive. Rachel Todd, continuing the trend of the stream. I was out last night and I'm just coming round. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a hangover cure, Darwin Núñez's performance has been one so far. Here's Alexis McAllister just inside Leicester territory, battling. Lovely strength from such a little fella, keeping possession there. Good tackle to eventually stop the Liverpool attack. But it's broken down. It's ended up with Liverpool here, looking for support. Diogo, oh no, he was looking for the run from Andy Robertson there, and it wasn't the right ball. Poor time and poor decision from Jota. And it will be a goal kick. Yeah, wow, okay. Everyone feeling a bit happier now? Feeling a little bit better? I mean, people asking the question, Jeff saying maybe 20 plus this season. I mean, the good thing is that in having Diaz, Jota and Salah and Gakpo, we've got a brilliant forward line there regardless. I don't think you can, you want him to be like a free hit or a lucky charm or whatever, but I think we've seen worst case scenario, because I don't think Darwin Núñez was brilliant last season. I think he had times when he was really good. If in a bad season he can score 50, oh wow, Salah nearly getting him behind there. If in a bad season he can score 15 goals, then I think that worst case scenario you can revert to him being a bench option and someone who offers loads of pace out wide if you need to. But in reality, I think Liverpool are just going to go all in on him, making him number 9, training him up, getting him to fit the system a little bit and adapting the system a bit so it suits him. Paul Tompkins has just done a brilliant piece in the last week or so about general attackers and how they fit and how they suit the system. And Darwin's got a lot. His spider graph on that is very similar shape to Erling Haaland, except that he has more progressive carries and more take-ons and what have you, and ultimately because he played on the wing a lot more. But it's an interesting point. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Erling Haaland, who's a freak of nature of biblical proportions, but yeah, he's got the skill set to be a good number 9, provided we use him correctly. Curtis Jones tried to get him in a game behind. Ball across the back stick. Oh, Andy Robbo on the volley. Ambitious. It would have been ambitious for Diego Maradona. It was certainly it was very ambitious for Andy Robertson. Curled ball. It's a little too close to him. The curl on it brought the ball into his body a little too much to kind of get a clean connection. So he's got like a cushion, tries to cushion left-footed volley it, but just obviously whams it over the bar in doing so. I think the thing that's been encouraging about Liverpool's attack is that we rebuilt the attack last season, and because of being unlucky with a variety of other things, like Jota, just season takes so long to get up and run. Oh, speaking of which, lovely little flick reverse ball. He can't get onto it because he's actually fouled. The referee doesn't bring the play back there. Good little link up with him and Darwin Núñez. Yeah, I mean, you can see what a great goal scorer and what a great player Jota is again, but he finally gets fit at the back end of the season. Similar with Diaz, doesn't quite come for him because of his injuries. And I think Darwin takes a while to get up and running and then falls foul of a change of shape when Gakpo comes in the back end of the season. But we rebuilt the attack. Everyone in the attack is in the prime age for us to have a brilliant attack with Doka as an understudy as well, and even Elliott. We've got a brilliant attack, and what's the best thing about this pre-season so far is they're all there. They're all trained and they all look ready to go. And I agree, that the midfield still doesn't look right because we're a man or probably too short. Lovely little drop of the shoulder from Alexis McAllister. Salah, he's into the box on the right-hand side. A lot of Leicester players. Bobby Clark with the strike. Oh, that is a hell of a goal. That's a hell of a finish from the youngster. Lovely build-up play again from Liverpool, and this is where they're really starting to show the class. And it's coming from the midfield. As mentioned, the balance maybe isn't quite right there. We haven't got that dyed-in-the-wool 6. But if Liverpool are going to be a possession-based side, this is what they can do. And Alexis McAllister is absolutely brilliant in the build-up to this one here. He just gets it, and he does a little shoulder drop, a little shimmy. He's under intense pressure. He gets away from his man, and then frees it. And Mohamed Salah carries into the box, cuts inside. Bobby Clark arrives, and it's a great finish. And I can't quite see the McAllister thing on the replay there. But look at Salah, just finds Clark. Clean strike there. It's a Beckham-esque strike on the ball. Maybe a little slip as he does it, but yeah, arrows the finish beyond the keeper into the far corner. And again, it's actually no more than Bobby Clark's deserved so far in pre-season. He's been a real bright spot for us. He really has. Leicester coming forward again. Liverpool need to make sure they got the shape. This is the closest Leicester have been to Liverpool's goal in about 15 minutes here. There you go. Whew. Yeah, Ben Dinley. Jesus Christ, these comments, Sheesh, Clark, loving what I've seen from him in pre-season. Totally agree on that one. Josh Owen makes a valid point, and one that I think we've all considered at some point or another. Oh, Salah. Oh, Salah did the little Marseille turn there on the edge. Didn't quite have the follow through on it to really take him through the gap. Breaks down. That gives away a foul. Leicester free kick right on the left there, or the right-hand touchline as we're looking at it here. Josh Owens says, I just wish someone could teach Robbo to shoot. Yeah. At 29, I'm not sure we're going to get that from him. And particularly now that he's played even deeper. Oh, we've got a new YouTube member, which means I need to really wipe the board. So we've got space. I should have done this before. Okay, apparently it's a happy birthday, John. Don't know when that happened, but that's on the back of my board. That there could have been anything on there. I could have said he blows goats on there, and I'd have just held that up because I didn't even notice that it was on the back. Right, new first team member. Thank you for pointing that out, Joe. Some love for Joe, please, everybody who's still got one leg. I mean, he hasn't literally. I don't want to denigrate people who've lost a limb. He's fine. He's just got a sore knee, and he's milking it big time, if I'm being perfectly honest. Liverpool coming down that left-hand side, cutting inside, need to find a pass. Salah, ever the willing and available option on the corner of the box, played back in, headed down. Oh, what a goal! That is brilliant football once again, and Diogo Jota has yet another goal for Liverpool, and it's another header goal from the little fella. Great build-up play from Liverpool once again. Diogo Jota is at the heart of it, and Mohamed Salah with the assist. I'll write this up again while we're waiting for the replay to come back up again. Lovely stuff. Here we go. Let me just see this again. It's Diogo Jota who plays it out to Salah and then just carries his run on. Salah picks him out between the defence. Downward header to the left, past the goalkeeper on the right, on his right-hand side. And Liverpool, who, if some of the comments on here were to be believed, were absolutely abject to heads. A 3-0 up in the first half of this game. Right, sound. T. Arthur's. Let me show you what I'm right now. It's only fair, right? T. Arthur's. Welcome aboard. Brand new YouTube member. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh my word. This is better than a heavily caffeinated beverage. This Liverpool attacking midfield to make the point is clicking in a big way, and and to consider no Gakpo in the starting 11, no Dominic Szoboszlai in there either, no Luis Diaz, all of these on the bench, presumably ready for the second half. But oh gosh, Trent just tried to play one over the top. Darwin was on his bike there, and yeah, Leicester's attacking intent has fizzled out. But moreover, I mean, again, it's hard to judge sometimes because I think we can be hypercritical of our own players. Salah cuts inside again. Oh, Darwin with a little layoff, didn't quite have the distance to get back to Salah. Bobby Clark, and Salah battled to win it back, get it back. Jones, McAllister, Jones, Liverpool just resting in possession here. Camped inside that Leicester final third. I can see 6, 7 players on the screen. 8, camped inside the back half of Leicester's half, knocking it around. No Leicester press here. They look absolutely exhausted. They've been torn apart by Liverpool in this last 15 minutes. There we go again, Bobby Clark. Yeah, Liverpool just happy to have the ball. No rush, no need to force this one. Mohamed Salah is playing left centre mid for Liverpool at the moment. Just wants to get on the ball, is hungry for it. This is absolute dynamite fluidity from the Reds. Bobby Clark is Salah. Salah goes for that big switch. Who's moved over to his position? It's Diogo Jota in the Mohamed Salah right wing position. Plays it to Clark on the edge. Oh, nice little flick. Back didn't quite come off, getting it through to Diogo Jota. Leicester will look to spring that counter attack, and this is where Liverpool are going to be tested. Having had so much possession, had so many people at the pitch, and Leicester have absolutely shit their bed there and retreated. And it looks, there's a ball over the top. He looks miles offside. Yeah, Patton Daka comfortably offside there, and it will be a free kick to Liverpool. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. There's a shout, a great shout from Jack. Salah is my number 6. Good to see him trying it out. Dean Mitchell saying Reds doing bits in the Minecraft kit. And Charlie the Red saying Mo's passing is underrated. And you say that, and maybe you're right, because nobody ever talks about how many assists Salah gets in a season. Everyone talks about the goals. Here comes Diogo Jota down that left-hand side. Looks for Darwin Núñez. Oh, he just peeled off his striker. The goalkeeper judged it brilliantly. Came out, took it away at the apex of the cross before it could reach him. Carl Martin, who's been a member for 23 months. Let me see if I can get your comments up on the other page. Oh crap, there we go. Carl Martin, there we go. It says, first post of the season. Love what I'm seeing. Let's go Reds. Is right, Carl. Yeah, it is. It's been good so far, hasn't it? It was a tricky start to the game. You know, Leicester were passing the ball around quite neatly, asking Liverpool questions, making them come and press them. And actually, in terms of how Leicester were handling the press, they were handling it really well. They were stroking the ball around well. Getting themselves out of tight and tricky situations, but Liverpool didn't give up on the press, and that's to the point now. I really can't think of the last time Leicester really had any meaningful possession of the football. It's been all Liverpool. They've just not been able to live with us, and again, as the game's gone, they've ramped the pressure up the Reds more and more and more, and Leicester have just gotten tired, felt the pressure more and more, and this has turned into a very recognisable performance. Oh, McAllister between the lines in the 10 position, taking Trent's pass, bringing it forward, tried to feed Núñez, just couldn't quite clear it of his feet. But look at the way that McAllister's played this again, very, very 10-like, drifting central, taking the ball off Trent a couple of times now, and then looking to then moving on really quickly, not like waiting on the ball, not waiting, slowing the play down. He knows Darwin's on his bike and he's moving that ball on quickly, trying to make things happen. So we're playing almost like, it's not like it has counter-attacking vibes, but we've been in possession for 5 minutes at this point. Right, we've got it on the left-hand side. We've got a new member, Joe. Joe, thank you so much. I keep doing that. Joe has told me who the new member is. Paul Davies is the first team member. Thank you so much, Paul. Am I right without looking? Not with the delay on my screen in front of me, I can't. Paul Davies, that I have fucking butchered that, mate. I apologise. There we go. It's better. It's not better, it's much worse. Paul Davies, thank you so much. The latest addition to our no expense spared YouTube members board. Salah's got it on the dead ball line, edge of the penalty area, right hand side, looking for support. Trent goes for goal. Goes for that whipped finish. It's blocked. Curtis Jones Kurt's had quite a good game for us in there. You know, again, he's not the destroyer that I think we all kind of hoping for. You know, a real physical, aggressive presence. But he's just been really neat and tidy. Just kept the ball moving along, supported the attack when he's needed to. I've quite enjoyed that. Here he is again, losing possession and then win it back. Well done, Kurt. Sound. Mark, Mighty Red, who's been a member for 4 months, asked the question, would you start this team against Chelsea? No. McAllister. Oh my word, Diogo, how's he missed that? He was like near side of the 6-yard box. Gets a clean strike on. I thought he'd buried it right in the top bin here. Salah plays it. Alexis McAllister, great pressure to win the ball back right on the dead ball line. Diogo makes the run and he tries to curl it and he ends up hitting the stanchion at the back, unfortunately, but yeah. Right, no, I don't think he'll be far off it. I think the back four is right. I think that's what will start. The big question, do you start to the 6 for us, to be perfectly honest? Ball in behind for Leicester. Canate judges it well and concedes the corner in doing so. It's the closest Leicester have come. Really interesting that. And again, yeah. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Did you just put that on, Joe? It's fine. You're absolutely fine to put it on. Hawks. $25. Last season, against the low block, we tried to play it round deep at the back and then draw them out, and we ran out of ideas quickly. This midfield is moving them around 5 or 10 yards at a time. Very good to see. It does, yeah, it's just much more dynamic. And that's, again, with Bobby Clark in the team as well, not a Szoboszlai or an Elliott or even a Jones, to be honest. Leicester head the ball back forward. These are done. Leicester are absolutely done here. And that is the half-time whistle. Wow, it's good to see a general level of cheeriness return into the comments. I understand that, you know, people are just miserable, and I will always take the piss out of people who get too emotional and upset and angry about things that happen in pre-season. I'm always going to do that, and anyone who's been watching Redmen for years will know that I do that. I do that during the season in general because it's a fun, entertaining pastime. Watching football, we do get emotionally sucked into it, but in reality, just try to enjoy what you can from the games is what I'd say. It's sport. It's meant to be enjoyable. You're meant to. If it makes you miserable, then why are you doing it? What are you in it for, really? For the trophies? Because if you think the trophies are going to make you happy, they won't. And I saw that for a lot of people in the last few years when, you know, we won the European Cup and within 2 weeks it was like, who are we signing, and getting dead aggressive about transfers. Like, you'll never be happy, trust me. Right, Becky Hale. All right, Sam, member for 22 months, says, I can get this comment up. I know what I'm doing here. Oh, no, I can't. Hi, watching you recovering from an operation. I presume that means you're recovering from an operation, because I'm not. Just in case maybe that's just like it's just a look on my face because I'm starting too early this morning. Thank you so much for the comment anyway. Surab Patil with a huge super chat. I am getting carried away, and there is a 90% chance I may be wrong, but I have a feeling Darwin is going to outscore Erling this season, this race. He is not going to outscore Erling Haaland. He won't. He might get as many goals as him. No, look, fine. Fine. Again, I'm all for it all. I would always lean towards intense optimism, because why not? Because if you can't be intensely optimistic, even when you might be able to see, and we can all see there are some issues in Liverpool's squad, by the way. Everyone can see that Liverpool don't own a number 6 at the moment. Certainly not a fit one. But if you can't feel intense feelings of optimism before the season started, you'll never feel them. And honestly, the only way I can sum this up is that Toffee TV have a studio. They've got studio space through here, and those boys have been get put through the ringer from August to May every single year, right? Absolutely miserable. The team wins like 5 games a season. They score about 7 goals a year. But every pre-season, they're laughing, they're smiling, they're enjoying, everything exists in possibility. So if even Evertonians can be intensely optimistic in pre-season, then we can. And if you're not, that is you. That is your issue to resolve. And I will try my best to help by smiling and telling you how good things can be. But other than that, yeah, why not? Sure. He's going to score 50 goals. I'm convinced too. He looks really good. That's the thing about Darwin Núñez. He just looks sharp. And moreover, it's not just that he looks sharp and he looks composed in the final third, which I think is a big deal. Everyone else seems to know him. And that's the point, is that, like, last season, we changed the system and we didn't put Darwin Núñez in the 9 once we changed the system. We put Gakpo in there. But that's going to leave us with a lack of threat through the middle of the pitch because he naturally wants to drop off. McAllister in there and Salah playing like Salah does, all of a sudden makes huge sense for Darwin Núñez centre forward because they're feeding him. And they're showing the replays on LCTV now of like Jota's goal, but there's no reason Darwin Núñez can't score that goal. Salah's vision and his creativity is astounding from that right-hand side. And what he's seeing from Salah, he's getting on the ball loads, he's influencing the game, and not in that way where he feels like he's got to do it all. So he's picking the ball up wide on the right or deep inside on the right-hand side and heading towards the corner of the penalty area. But he's not then thinking, I've got to dribble past 5 men and score. He's got a support and attacking player up alongside him, which has been Alexis McAllister a lot in that half. And then if the situation demands it, depending on how quickly we've moved the ball up the pitch, he's got other players arriving as well. So we've seen Trent on the edge a couple of times. Curtis has been on the edge. Liverpool have just vintage Liverpool in the 4-3-3 was so good at creating a pressure cooker situation where you just start. It's like the Trojan sort of warfare or Roman warfare with the guys with the shields, and you basically you're just getting closer and closer and closer, forward and forward and forward, and you can't be knocked back. When you don't get it wrong, when you get it wrong and your press is off, and people don't understand enough of their roles, it breaks down and you do leave yourself back open at the other end. And look, against better players, better teams, this is a championship team, by the way. As much as most of these lads who are in this Leicester team are Premier League footballers and have played Premier League football for a number of years. This is a good step up of quality, and Liverpool have handled it really, really well. Josh Owen, just to piss on our chips, top scorer means nothing, all about points in the end. Yeah, thanks, Josh. Come on. Damn, yeah, and we know. And you know what? Yeah, but you need to score more goals than your opposition in a match to win 3 points. And if you get more 3 points than all the other teams in the league, then you'll win the league. Come on, Josh. Yeah, fine. Fine. You're right. You are 100% right. There was nothing wrong with what you said there. But I would suggest that all of our good seasons, we've had pretty much the top goal scorer in the league. Now, I don't think we're going to have that because of Haaland. So what we need to have is second, third and fourth highest goal scorer. What do we think then? Who've been the star and standout players? In Diesel, I agree, he is an absolute melt. Give me a three. Give me your 3 standout players if you just want to write 3 names. Or is there anyone you want to do? Give me a sentence on who's been your player of the half so far, who's been the standout performer. I would suggest, I think the front 3 have been really, really good. Really good. Jota, particularly because we've shifted Jota to the left-hand side, again, speaks to his versatility. I thought, I was starting to wonder whether he was kind of leading the race to be our number 9 for the new season. But Darwin right now, great. It's then going to be a question of Diaz and Jota fighting out for that left-hand side. Where does Gakpo come into the equation? Be interesting to see where Gakpo's used in the second half. Just to go through, Joe, have we seen if Liverpool put the team out? Okay, so just from what we know from the bench, just to go through the sub players that we know are there. Alisson will come on. I saw Szoboszlai coming onto the pitch immediately at half time. So they, I think there's going to be, and Klopp mentioned there was going to be pretty much 2 teams a game for this one. So you would imagine Alisson, Gomez, Diaz, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Elliott, Tsimikas, Matip. I should have counted while I was doing that. Alisson, Gomez, Diaz, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Elliott, Tsimikas 7, Matip 8, Doak 9, Quansah 10, and then I'd guess McConnell makes 11. That would be my prediction. If let's see how right we are in a second. I'll have a little scroll up in a second once I take it off the screen. Yeah, really. But I tell you what as well, you know, again, the front three will draw the attention because why wouldn't they? Because they've all linked fabulously in loads of different ways. Actually, in a more separated way as well. I think what we saw in the early games, how close Diaz and Salah were and how close Gakpo and Jota were, it's performed much more positionally. You know, Jota's managed to get himself into the box, but when he's got into the box, it's to score his header and what have you. It's good. You know, again, the range of passing. This speaks to sharpness, that you can actually be 5 or 10 yards further away and still pick out your man is a very good thing. Right, let me see. It doesn't look like they've put the team out second half. I'm going to have a little go at typing it out, but don't put this on the screen because it's just going to look stupid otherwise. So I think it will be Gakpo. I think Doak will be right hand side. What do we think actually? Do we want to write it out? I'm going to take a very brief break while I figure this out. Keep your comments coming in. What do you think the 11 and the formation is going to be for the second half? And I will be back. Oh, Ashley Furago says, I've been really impressed with Kurt again. I honestly could see him starting the season and sort of hope he does. Mach being so creative this half. I totally agreed. Right. Break from me while I go and refresh myself. Stay tuned. The second half will follow and I will try and figure out what the 11 is going to be in a bit. Hey, our brand new book has landed. It is Bobby Firmino, Best in the World, an A4 format, prestige, limited edition book featuring incredible insight into the life and times of a cop icon, taking it back to his boyhood days in Brazil, his transfer to Hoffenheim, and a season-by-season guide to his time on Merseyside. Follow the story of Bobby Firmino, get great stats, insights, quotes. You're going to see fantastic photos from his times at the Reds and unique artwork from a whole host of incredible Liverpool artists as well. It is a very limited edition, limited run, one and done. Grab one while you can. We've even got a special author-signed edition available as well, and even more limited quantities. Head to redmenmerch.com. You are sure to be thrilled and marvel at this wonderful creation of ours. Yes, head to redmenmerch.com. Grab one today. Hey, you, do you like incredible Liverpool memorabilia? Well, I've got a boss prize for you. It is this. It is a signed Kostas Tsimikas shirt, the man that won us the FA Cup. If you want to be in with a chance within this fabulous shirt, then go to redmenplus.com, sign up or upgrade to legend tier status, and your name will go in the prize draw for this. Yes, get a bit of Kostas in your life. Become a legend subscriber on redmenplus.com.
You could see he had ability, definitely.
The most skillful number 9 Liverpool have ever had.
He was part of one of the greatest teams Liverpool have ever put together.
A legend forever.
Gives everything for the fans and everything for the club.
Everyone to a person said, I love Bobby Firmino.
Great example of hard work, of dedication on and off the pitch.
He's one of them players, he does a lot of things for the team that goes unnoticed.
He's world class.
Já no CRB ele já era visto como uma promessa, mas ele decidiu ir para o futebol da Alemanha.
Hat Hoffenheim als das gesehen, was es ist, ein Ausbildungsverein, ein kleiner Verein, der für ihn den nächsten Schritt ermöglicht für die Seleção, für einen größeren Verein.
I knew sooner or later he will leave the club because he was definitely for something bigger.
You know, you fly across the world and all of a sudden we're signing this deal that would become incredible for the team.
Firmino had a quiet start at Liverpool.
When Jurgen first came in, and seeing people don't realise how good he is.
The confidence was there, he knew the manager backed him, trusted him.
Bobby was the key that made
that team worked so well.
Champions League, European Super Cup, Club World Cup, Premier League in the space of 13 months.
He was right at the heart of everything.
Part of the team that brought the title back. That team will never be forgotten.
I'm going to be telling my kids and my grandkids about what Bobby Firmino did at Liverpool Football Club.
He'd be a big miss for everyone.
As a friend, as a character, in the locker room, often on the pitch, we missed him a lot, and especially me, because we had a amazing relationship.
Aber natürlich war ich stolz danach. Also gleichzeitig war ich traurig, gleichzeitig war ich auch stolz, weil das war für ihn eine Belohnung für seine Arbeit, für seine Leistung, was er hier die 4 Jahre geleistet hat. Und wir waren alle hier stolz, ich mit meiner Familie auch, wir waren sehr, sehr stolz, dass der nach Liverpool, so ein großer Verein, dass der das geschafft hat, dahin zu kommen. Und wir waren sicher, dass der dort sehr viel Erfolg haben würde, und so ist auch gekommen.
Ich finde, es ist immer eine Riesenchance und, für den Spieler, und man freut sich einfach, weil von Hoffenheim zu Liverpool, das ist schon geil, und er hat sich das verdient. Was er sich da auch aufgebaut hat in Liverpool ist großartig, und ja, wir haben uns alle einfach nur für ihn gefreut, und umso schöner, dass er dort so lange eine schöne Zeit hatte.
Yeah, I mean, on one side you are sad, on the other side you are happy, because I think you shouldn't be. At this time I was not sad that it was over. I was actually happy that it happened, and that I could share the locker room with him, and yeah, the rest is, you know the story.
There's something that the cop on you should know. The best in the world, Bobby Firmino.
Yes, hi, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed all of those messages. Make sure you grab the one that led off when I sprinted out of here is our Bobby Firmino book. Is available right now. I am incredibly proud of what we've managed to achieve with this one. So do get involved. That would be absolutely magic if you could grab one of them from redmenmerch.com. Kickoff is mere moments away. I'm just going to work out the 11 in a moment. Joe Gomez is wearing the captain's armband for the second half, which is an interesting call. I'm not 100% sure on the hang on a second. So let's see what we got. Diaz definitely on the left. Szoboszlai starting in the left-hand 8, which I did think would be the case. Who are you? Who are you there? Is that McConnell? They've just put it out on Twitter. Cool. Okay, sounds. Oh, Kelleher's staying in goal. Gakpo, Elliott is bent over. Oh, look at that pace. Good ball. Blocked. Oh, and Elliott just couldn't quite turn it in. Scintillating attack from Liverpool there. Look, the pace of Bendo. You can just stick it into a general area, and he's like on it like an absolute shot. Cody Gakpo, Harvey Elliott fed it on, and then here he comes. Fizzed that one right in at the near post. Just, yeah, no one quite on the ball enough to attack it. Harvey Elliott heads it forward. Cody Gakpo on the volley. The cameraman can't even keep up with how good Liverpool have started this half. Yeah, started like a house on fire. The goal kick was headed back by Harvey Elliott. Gakpo tried the left-footed volley. It was blocked, and it's going to be a corner. Szoboszlai's going to take it. I've got a couple of super chats. I'll come to them in a moment. Szoboszlai, back post. Oh, it's blocked away for the moment. Yeah, Kostas Tsimikas. Yeah, he'll be playing the inverted fullback, I would imagine. Yeah, it's 50-53 is McConnell, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I nearly had the bravery to type this out, but not quite. Right. So, if we persist with the box midfield formation, I'll just wait for this attack to end, and we'll just go through our Liverpool lineup in a second. Here is McConnell, Joe Gomez, Ben Doak, Harvey Elliott's running ahead of him, gets it, cuts back inside, gives it back to Doak. Doak retreats with the ball to Gomez. Cody Gakpo playing very much as the number 9 for Liverpool here. Is Szoboszlai under intense pressure. Comes away with it just. Apparently Leicester have got a free kick. So yeah, here's how the lineup again in possession. It's Quansah, Matip. In fact, it's not Alisson. What a divvy. It's Callagher. Let me fix that. It's Callagher in goal. Quansah, Matip, and Gomez along the back three again in possession. Tsimikas and McConnell as a double pivot, and then Szoboszlai and Elliott ahead of them, with Diaz, Gakpo, and Doak making up the attack. So yeah, pretty good. There's a slightly better balance in terms of the two half teams, I think, with this one. That Tsimikas McConnell thing is still a little concern, I think, in terms of Liverpool keeping the door shut. Have Leicester got more in the tank to give us put us under a bit more pressure, because they might find they get some success with that, but we'll see. As Diaz just couldn't control the Gakpo ball. Liverpool high press here from Kostas Tsimikas, does really well and buys the throw-in, I think, for the Reds there. Yes, Josh Owen, just to continue our little conversation from earlier on. How many golden boots does Kane have versus Premier League title? No, he's right, but also not as many. He hasn't got as many golden boots as you think. You know, the point is that it's fine. Mohamed Salah has won a lot of golden boots, and when he does, we tend to break 90 points as well when we do it. My general take on that. But in reality, Liverpool don't break. You're right. You are right. Liverpool don't break 90 points because Salah scores 30 goals. They break 90 points because Mane scores 20 and Firmino scores 15 and Salah scores 40. You know what I mean? So I get your point. Gomez attacking down that right-hand side. The cross wasn't quite on, so they're just going to keep possession for now. It's interesting. An interesting tactic that. Liverpool not looking to force it. Oh my word. It's Ben Doak. It's just he does like a load of step overs and it doesn't quite come off, but there's something about this kid, you know. Every time he gets the ball, he's so exciting to watch. Mukhyamon sounds like a second or third generation Pokemon, but cool. Let's go. Yeah, absolutely. Let us go. Quansah to Tsimikas, playing at the base of that Liverpool midfield. Looked a little. Yeah, he's got a lot to do. I think Tsimikas, you know, he really needs to step up. It will be it's a tricky ask because he's obviously a left back, and now all of a sudden he's playing effectively centre mid for us. But here we go. Elliott, McConnell. Liverpool just again not forcing it, not trying to throw the ball senselessly, because this is the thing about playing against this Leicester team, is we know it's a foul on McConnell and a free kick to Liverpool. Counter-attacking is what Leicester do. So if you give them the ball and you've committed loads of men to attack, then you're going to leave yourself open. It's going to take bravery, it takes choosing your right moments, and here's Diaz stabbing the ball into Cody Gakpo, volleyed, deflected wide corner for Liverpool. Just dislocated a hip watching Doak, honestly. Honestly, mate. I don't know how he managed to do that. Him and Diaz just it looks like we've got two wingers, proper wingers. Obviously Diaz is playing inverted, so a bit more like how we're used to seeing it from the Mane days, but nevertheless, right, in swinging corner from that far side. Tsimikas takes. Quansah got up, couldn't quite get a clean header, and Leicester survived for the moment. Can they keep it in play? They can't. Liverpool throw in on the left-hand side. Okay, throw and taken. Tsimikas, Diaz, Szoboszlai keeps it alive, cuts inside. He's cut out, gets a throw in again. I did, Kieran. I wouldn't be getting Sky's talking absolute shite there, mate. Quansah, Matip, Gomez. I'll play Joe Gomez, yeah. Just advanced with it, found himself under pressure. Neat little Cruyff turn, came back, and Liverpool hold on to possession. Here's Tsimikas, spreading it to the left-hand side. Diaz has dropped deep to get this one. Fired it at the left shoulder of Dominic Szoboszlai. Needless to say, he couldn't control that one, but he will go on the press here. Tearing towards their goalie under pressure. Floats it out to the left wing. Gomez judges it. And yeah, it's a Liverpool throw. Well done. I've just spilt my tea. Son of a bitch. Okie dokie. Liverpool again. I'll be honest, it's not scintillating to watch. I imagine if you're watching this in the wee hours of the morning, you're probably wishing you stayed asleep. But here we go. Gakpo needs runners, finds it in Elliott. Oh, tried to play it into him. He tore through the middle of the pitch, couldn't quite get it to him. Liverpool still maintain possession. It just feels like they've picked up where they've left off from the first half, to be perfectly honest here. I don't think Leicester have made loads of changes. There's Albright and Patton Daka still on the pitch. I'd forgotten Harry Winks was even playing. I don't even think I noticed him touch the ball once in that first half. Gakpo just dropping deep. And the big thing about Gakpo playing the 9, and we can see it already, he's entering areas of the pitch that Darwin Núñez wasn't in the first half, and that obviously requires a subtle change of style. The issue that you would argue with what we've got there is we've got the least goal-scoring attack on the pitch at the moment, although, look, Doak, Gakpo and Diaz would be a dream for most clubs. Here's Doak again, deeper on that right-hand side. Giving Gomez and McConnell linking up. Back to Gomez. And just neat and tidy in possession for the Reds here. Back to Matip. Across to Quansah. Crossfield ball from him. Nice pass from Quansah, that. Here's Doak. Elliott's on the run. Doak's going to use him as a distraction. Oh, we've gone for goal! Tell you what, decent effort there. It was McConnell who got the strike. He's protesting, saying it got some touch from the opponent on the way through there. Ben Doak chose not to use the dummy run from Elliott. Cuts inside. It bobbles through. But it breaks from McConnell, and he just... a long, hard and low strike. And they say maybe the goalie got a touch on it. It's wide of the goal. It's a good, powerful, low, hard strike. Anyway, Liverpool, oh my word, they can't live with the press. Luis Diaz, oh, deflected. Yeah, Liverpool. It just, honestly, you know, if you weren't aware of the names of the players, you hadn't paid attention to the fellas wearing the shirts at the back end of the first half, you'd just think this was the same team. Leicester can't get out. They can't live with Liverpool's press here at all. And the Reds just camped out in Leicester's half. Absolutely dominant. Corner again. Header this time from Matip. Could only kind of float it up and over the crossbar. Right. Okay. Goal kick to Leicester. What normally happens is when they come back from these highlights, Leicester have already given the ball away to Liverpool. Let's see if that's the... Yes, there you go. It's happened again. Elliott. He's got Doak outside him. Chooses to come back on himself. Just hold on slightly too long. That's what we're going to need to see a little bit more of, but it's brave at the moment. Great forward run from McConnell there. Elliott overlaps Doak. Goes back to Gomez. McConnell turns on it. Feeds it back to Quansah. Quansah to McConnell to Matip. Again, Liverpool just trying to draw Leicester out. And create a little bit of space. Doak now. Oh, he's ghosted past his man to the byline. Can he pick out a yellow shirt? No, he can't. Again, just the touch before the pass was slightly heavy. Cross from McConnell. Headed away. Can Leicester get out? Oh, wow. Albrighton takes the dive. He knew he was heading down a blind alley there. Yeah, absolutely. Sound. Again, been really entertaining the first 20 minutes or so. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it was a difficult first 20 minutes or so for Liverpool. I mean, they're at 90% possession in the last 5 minutes at the moment. Again, Leicester just can't get out of their half. Here we go, Luis Diaz turns. Oh, he's just held on to it too long there. Elliott goes for goal. Solid strike. Comfortable save. The goalie diving to his left and holds it as well. GTA 5 Clips asks, how is Dom playing? Fine. Yeah, fine. He's been a little on the edge of things at the moment. I think most of our best play so far has come down the right-hand side. Doak really stretching things. Elliott linking up with him. Gomez advancing. It's because we've flipped the system. And obviously added Gakpo into, which changes the dynamic of the attack slightly. But it's because Trent was playing the inverted fullback right-hand side, now it's Costas. And therefore, first half, Robertson of the back three was playing the most offensive. In the second half, it's Gomez doing that. So actually what we're seeing in terms of how Liverpool are lining up, I'll just have a little fuck around with this now, is Liverpool's right-hand side is kind of building up. If you can just bring it up for me, Joe. They're kind of building up a little bit more like this. So Gomez is getting more advanced down that right-hand side to support the attack. McConnell is then playing a bit of a supportive role, keeping the door shut behind that. And then Elliott and Doak, you find an Elliott going round the outside, or Doak is doing that and getting into the byline. So yeah, good structure from the Reds so far, but it means that Szoboszlai is not as involved on the left. Here's Doak again. Again, he challenges his man and gets a, I want to say corner. No, it looks like it's a goal kick. Just must have deflected back off him. So yeah, but yeah, interesting. Really solid start for Liverpool. It's just, you can tell at the moment that the number one criticism is that Diaz is not going to score enough goals, and Gakpo in the 9 is great. Is a very great Bobby player. He's had a couple of strikes, by the way. It's not like he's been shy of getting shots off. And obviously Doak is such a young player. We don't really know quite what he is. All he is right now is just a pure aggression and pace and dribbling. So, and in that regard, it's been a very exciting start to the half for him. Changes. Here comes Alisson Becker into the fray for the Reds. He will replace Quiggan Kelleher in goal. He's had a good. I mean, he had one brilliant save to make in that first half. Really interesting how, you know, the balance of play. That first chance can kind of change your feelings and momentum. So Liverpool carved apart on the counter-attack, and yeah, it was Kelleher who came to the aid of his defence that time around. Alisson gone rocking full beard. Full. I mean, like, I've got a beard, he's got a full beard. Viking beard. Diaz gets tackled on the edge of the Leicester area. Now they look to spring the counter-attack, little nutmeg on Kostas Tsimikas. And Dominic Szoboszlai comes back, pushes his man to the floor, does this gesture, like, get up, because he wants him to get up because he doesn't want to concede the free kick that he has blatantly just conceded. But yeah, not great from Szoboszlai, a little bit untidy. But, I mean, this is Liverpool were lacking a bit of this last season. You know, just be nasty, stop. Don't let players run through the middle of your team. If you have to take a little tactical foul, and do it. Szoboszlai on the press, he's won the ball back. He's gone for goal, he's chipped the keeper. Oh no, where he nearly. The keeper's just head. Did he just head that? Did he just head that away? Was he outside his box? Wow. Szoboszlai jumped in on the press there, got around his man, picked it up, and he just floated it. Look at this. Picks up on the poor pass, catches his man in possession, and just inside his half, yeah, the goalie, I think it's because he's on his edge, the edge of his box. For some reason. Let me just see this one again. Yeah, I guess he's just making sure the goalie's forced to dive and head it clear. Wild. Here we go. Natalie, just to go into a bit of transfer chat. I mean, the best things that Szoboszlai's done so far, but really involved for a minute or two there. Natalie Giblin, you can say City may trigger the buyback for Lavia, especially if City sell another mid. City's buyback, I don't think, is active until next summer. They've got a 50 million buyback, but I don't think it's activated until next summer. I mean, look, they could just say we'll pay 50 million, or Christ, the City, they could pay, say, we'll just give you 60 because, you know, it'll shut Liverpool up, but I wouldn't think that. Gakpo now. The pressure tried to spread it. Couldn't quite get the right on the pass. Harvey Elliott's got to get back. Liverpool need to get back into some shape here as Leicester look to counter. Harvey Elliott does really well there. Really well, Harvey Elliott. Looked like he was, you know, he was really at full pace there to try and get back in. Just did enough to slow Dewsbury Hall down, which meant the counter-attack was on, and now Leicester are back to knocking the ball around the back line, which, let's be honest, he can do that all day long. Liverpool are 3-0 up. Well read from Jarell Quansah there. Cut it out. Diaz picks it up on the left wing and buys a corner. Well done. Yeah, the only change that again, according to Google, I don't know if I've missed anything from here. I think it was to say that the change that happened with the Alisson change is Albrighton's gone off for them, and Marcel Madivadua. I'll probably never need to say that name again, so or at least during the championship, I've got a year to prepare. So they still got Daka up front. They got McAteer in and around them. Szoboszlai, left-hand side, corner, in-swinger. Let's see what he can do. Oh, it's come to the back post. Ben Doak with the header at the back post, and it's Liverpool 4, Leicester 0. Brilliant, great reactions from the young lad. He's been an absolute bundle of energy. Gets a little pat on the head from McConnell there. Great moment from two young players. Harvey Elliott comes over with him as well. All smiles. Good corner from Szoboszlai. Really, really good one. Put it into a dangerous area. I need to just double check it, but it was a flick on, and Ben Doak just reacted quickest. Completely unmarked at the back post. So yeah, comes in. Matip with the flick on, and he has to kind of stoop at the back post. Doak to nod it in past the goalie. Totally beat. Nowhere near being able to save it. And there you go. The Reds are up and running in the second half. 64 minutes played. That's a good comment. I like this one. From Michael Fox. Fun fact, Ali was clean shaven at the start of the game. Honestly, the poster child for virility. Leicester trying to play the way out of trouble. Every touch is... We don't need to see Enzo Maresca. I mean, I know he was a Champman legend, but let's watch the game. Here we go, Leicester building down the left-hand side. This is the most possession they've had, let alone in Liverpool's third, for the best part of 40 minutes of play, not including half-time. Floated in, rubbish. Luis Diaz flicks it over his man and runs away from him. He's got hold of him, referee, and he's just... Timothy Castagna goes in the book. What a bell end. I mean, look, fair play. I'm talking about taking tactical fouls. Diaz flicked it over his head, used his strength, got ahead of him, and then he literally just had, like he was going for aggressive doggy. He had a hand on either hip bone there, and he was going for it. He was going for it. There are situations where that is a fabulous action, but. Yeah, I mean, he was just like, he's beating you, mate. He's beating you and he's past you. Just let him go. No, he held on. He got a yellow card in a friendly and shut down Liverpool's counter-attack. But anyway, that was about 5 minutes ago now. Liverpool got to throw it high up on the right-hand side, and Captain Gomez takes it. Let's look back to Harvey Elliott, yeah. Inside through the lines, Cody Gakpo knitting things together. as we saw him do so well last season. Over to Luis Diaz, left midfield, into Szoboszlai, gets it back. Well done, Quansah, again, forced to engage, stabbed it forward, breaks down for Liverpool, but here comes the Liverpool press again as Leicester trying to get out and just cannot. They cannot get a foothold in this game. Kostas Tsimikas comes forward with it. Come on, pass it, mate. Does well, gets it to Gakpo. Gakpo goes for goal! Solid save from the goalkeeper. It was a venomous strike, despite the fact the ball was really close to him. He had Elliott just one over, but I think he just thought, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to shoot, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, really good save there. Tsimikas did really well to keep the chance alive. It's hard and low. The keeper gets down, covers it really well, to be fair. But yeah, boss. Okay. Ball curled in from Dominic Szoboszlai and over the top. And Candy Flex, yes, she did hear that correct. We all know, right? Right, Leicester have actually got the ball. They've rolled it across goal, and Alisson Becker gets down low and tidies it up. Oh, quick kick out. It's broken to Diaz. And the referee has called it back. Oh, he's not happy with that one. He's not happy with that one. Not happy at all. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, offside. Jürgen Klopp saying, what was it? I love that. Pre-season, and he's still giving all hell to the fourth official. Yeah, Alisson slipped as well, which meant it was bound to be a goal as he played that ball forward. Not sure what. Oh, Diaz is raging. I'm not sure what that's for. They're saying a foul, maybe? Offside? Doesn't matter. It is only a pre-season game after all, right? Right. Here comes Tsimikas. Quansah standing over the ball. Nothing doing ahead of him, so he just goes back to Joel Matip. This has just been lovely, hasn't it? Absolutely lovely. Be interested to see whether they can just keep the intensity up for the rest of the game, because I mean that's the point about, I guess, keeping the two teams doing the 245s is saying, well, yeah, you know, there should be no need for fatigue really. Does beg the question, will they do the same against Bayern Munich? But that's a chat for the podcast this week. LFC, Mav. Morning, Paul and all. Just got up, stayed up to watch the boxing and slept through my alarm for the game. Happy Sunday up the Reds. Yeah, I suspect there's probably one or two people who've done that. All balls with the goalie, has to volley it. It's going to drop to Harvey Elliott. Oh, I just couldn't bring it under his control. Liverpool threatening that forward. Someone's desperate to lob the goalie here. Really are. Doak and McConnell on that right hand side just can't. Oh, Ben Doak wins it back, but concedes to throw it and do it so. Right, sound. Leicester knocking the ball around the back. Harry Winks desperate to try and get something going in this team. Floats one over the top, one for Ndidi. Somehow they're in. Oh my word. Liverpool need to keep the door shut here. Oh my word. What a block tackle there from Joel Quansah. I've got Harry Winks a hell of a ball over the top, and Ndidi just found himself clean through for a sec. Liverpool just managing to shut the door there. Leicester, yes, this is now the most possession they've had since the first half. Fired across goal. Ooh, just wide of the far post. Candy flex. Don't need to sort his dodgy barnet. He's a kid. I'm all for this. I don't think under a certain age you should care about what your hair looks like, and for footballers as well. I don't think footballers should care what their hair looks like. I think footballers should all have crap hair, because footballers who tend to have really good hair, are dedicating too much brain power to the haircut, and I've been one of them. Where I used to groom my hair when I used to play in goal, and I used to have to wipe it out my eyes when people were attacking. How fucking stupid is that? That wore an Alice band until it was long enough to put in a ponytail. Stupid. Right. Okay, there we go. Candy at least following it up with, apart from that, he looks pure class. Yeah, agreed. He is a very. I just hope. Look, there's a world where all Liverpool's attackers stay fit. We just don't need Doak at all next season. But I really like the idea of him doing at least what he did last with a little bit more. I just want to see another sprinkling of Ben Doak. Tom Jeff with the super chat. Enjoying this game. Can't wait for the new season. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, it's been a really pleasant pre-season so far. But every game has had moments where people have gone super whingy in the comments, which kind of shows you how mentally fragile I think a lot of people are. I think with just life, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, as far as pre-season game goes, I have enjoyed these first 3 games. I have enjoyed these far more than the first 3 games of any pre-season Liverpool I've ever had, to be perfectly honest. The annoyance is that I'm not there, which might have added to my enjoyment of it. Elliott, Gomez, is Ben Doak holding the width on that right-hand side, gives it back to Elliott. I'm really enjoying how patient everyone's being. There's no need to just blindly run down daft alleys. And Ben Doak, he could be that, because he's got that ability to create something out of nothing. I'm really pleased with the level of maturity this team's showing. And when you consider this is the back 5 was the one that looked so weak last week. Oh, Doak's in again. Gomez heads it across to Diaz. Oh, lovely. Don't know if did the offside flag go up? Oh, gutted. It did. Gomez should have just headed that a goal. Get your goal, mate. Get off the mark. Really unlucky there. We'll have to see exactly what phase of that where the offside come from. Maybe it was the initial ball through. But yeah, just good. Again, this goes back to this patience, the possession, and then springing it. It was Diaz who played it over the top. Maybe the same Doak handball. Just tried to cushion it through the goalie's legs. Gomez headed it square. It was a great header from Diaz, by the way, to finish it. And Liverpool have another disallowed goal to add to Nunez's one in the first half. Tsimikas heads it down. Szoboszlai tracks back to win it. Kwanzaa, Szoboszlai clips it to Joel Matip, and Liverpool go back into just casual knocking the ball around Szoboszlai. McConnell. Oh, Diaz. He's standing his man up on the left corner of the penalty area. Inside, outside, goes inside, goes for goal. It was right down the keeper's throat. If it just could have bobbled under his legs, the keeper did well to hold on. It was powerful, but again, it was right at the meat of the keeper, almost literally. But another example, we've seen that a couple of times in pre-season. Just little step overs, cutting inside, getting himself a shooting opportunity. Good stuff. That it's interesting to see whether that's something that everyone knows he's going to do it, but if he can make himself unstoppable, how Arjen Robben made a career, dropping the shoulder, coming inside, you should know what he's going to do. But actually, can you stop him from doing it? Hamza Chowdhury, he's going to absolutely love the championship. Comes on, Harry Winks goes off. But as I say, I didn't notice in the first half at all. Played one great ball a few minutes ago through to Wilfred Ndidi. Alisson claims it, knocks it back to Kwanzaa, opens his body up, plays to Szoboszlai on the left, answers pass one, gives it back to Kwanzaa. Ball between the line there to McConnell, gets it back. Liverpool just need to be careful here. Leicester just getting a little bit close to the goal for comfort. Kwanzaa Nope, not there, mate. Yeah, he just required, just hung on the ball too long. It's Dewsbury Hall with the shot, and Alisson makes a save. Yeah, it was. You can see that happening. I mean, obviously because Liverpool just do it to teams so often, or certainly prior to last season. Big throw from Alisson out to that right flank now. Diaz, oh, lovely little clip around the corner. Look like Elliott was fouled. Referee says play on. Gets back and gets a little toe on it just to slow the Leicester attack. Szoboszlai stepped up and missed it. And come Leicester again. Just starting to get a little toe hold in this game. Oh, I tell you what, that was a bad one. That Kwanzaa got his foot to it and just got studded by, I think that was by McAteer for his troubles there. Alisson just checking on the young centre half, seems to be okay. Yeah, just got studded on the top of his boot there. Retro Unlim asking the question that everyone wants to know, really. Do we have enough ass to mouth in the squad? That's not, I don't feel qualified to answer that question, Retro, if I'm being honest. Here's Doak. Right hand side. Elliott. McConnell's inside him. Chooses to go back to Matip instead. Kwanzaa. Tsimikas. It's going to spray that left hand side to Diaz. Diaz back to Simi. Gets it back again. Diaz just wandering into the middle of the pitch. Nothing really happening. Just looks like this game's just petering out a little bit here. Harvey Elliott now. Can Liverpool spring a little bit of life back into it? Gomez high up on that right hand side. Gets it back to Doak. Doak to McConnell. McConnell's got Szoboszlai square. Goes outside him to Elliott. Doak. Elliott again. Curls one away from that congested area to Matip. Central to walk forward with it. Meat times the charge, he plays it back. Szoboszlai out. Back to Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa back to Szoboszlai. And again. Nice and slow and comfortable and steady. Liverpool just moving the ball around, moving Leicester around a little bit. It's Kelechi and Nacho now up front for them if anyone's interested. Matip finds a brick wall of dark blue Leicester shirts ahead of him. Retreats. His Szoboszlai on the left wing now for the Reds. Cuts inside onto his right, goes past his man. Little back heel curl from Kostas into the box. Drops to Szoboszlai on the volley. Ooh, venomous. But just didn't have the dip on it to challenge the goalkeeper, and it flies comfortably over the crossbar. Yeah, I think it's been mentioned in commentary, I believe. Szoboszlai getting more involved as the half's gone on here. There's Scanlon coming on the pitch. He will replace Szoboszlai. Obviously, he's been missed. He's missed a lot of training because he rolled his ankle prior to miss the last game. So yeah, good to see Scanlon on the pitch to see what he can do. Nelly with the super chat. His first touch for Scanlon, drives forward with it, finds Kostas to his left. It might be daft, but who's had the number 7 before? Milner was the last one to have it. Gosh, who had the 7 before? Suarez was the 7 before Milner, I believe. And then, I mean, we can run through the list. Steve McManaman had it for a bit. Did Smicha have it for a while? Can't remember. Anyway, ball into the box. Cody Gakpo fighting for it. Well defended, and it is going to be a Liverpool... Oh no, Leicester goal kick, apparently. Didn't expect that one. Ashley Russell with a shout here. You need to give the cap, as a manager, you need to give the captaincy to Salah for buy-in from the other players. Let's team harmony. I don't know. I just don't think Salah's that. I mean, he's the best. He's like the best player, isn't he? But I don't think that he's just not. Salah's just not. Oh Christ! Salah's just not captain material. He doesn't talk enough, you know. And when he does, it's all that, you know. He maybe talks too much. Diaz looks for the back post to Doak. Little flick on header from the defender, takes it away from Doak, takes it all the way over for a throw in for Liverpool. Yeah, I'm not in. I don't really like Van Dijk being the captain, to be honest, either. But I'm definitely not in on Salah being it. I think it needs to be someone who's somebody barks orders, someone who is the core of what we do, not just a really good footballer. I think anyway. That's just me. Diaz again cuts inside again, looking for that shooting avenue. Can't quite get it. Knocks it back to Simicast. Now overlapping. He's going to whip a cross in. That is blocked. Scanlon gets over there under physical pressure. Holds on. Does well. Well done, the young lad there. Simicast. Yeah, Liverpool in no hurry yet. No hurry. What's a Harry Kewell? Good shout from Anfield Road. Obviously, King Kenny had it in the pre-squad number days. Did Robbie Keane? Well done, Joe. I feel like Owen Leonardson had it as well. And I might be wrong on that one. Let me know. It's Crossbow. The super chatter, the top super chatter of pre-season. Hang on, Joe Gomez on the right wing. But we'll try to play it back. It was a bit of a telegraph pass. Liverpool do win a throw-in. I'm waiting on Cody scoring and Robbo for captain. Yeah, I'm not against Robbo being the captain. It depends. I think Van Dijk can keep the captain's armband because he's the vice captain. That's how. I just give the vice to Trent because he's going to play every game. You know, barring unforeseen circumstances, and everyone do it. Barring unforeseen circumstances, he's going to play the vast majority of games for us this season. He's got the spirit, he wants it as well. I think, I'd be giving it to Trent. Leicester coming forward with pace and intent. Good numbers back for the Reds, though. Quansah again, brilliant reading of the ball across the box, goes to ground, knocks it away, and takes a bit of the man as well, which is always nice to see. The referee will stop play. It was a physical challenge there. It's good to see him actually having taken that knock earlier on. That he wasn't afraid to get stuck in. He has hurt himself in the process as well, by the looks of it. And Costas having a word, Ali having a word. Quansah just having a little chat with the referee there. Let's have a little look at this one. Oh, yeah, he got there first. It studs up from the attacker. Oh yeah, that's a painful one. Raking his studs right down the top of the boot there. Kevin Keegan, there's another number 7 shout. Yeah, Peter Beardsley. Some great comments. Yeah, absolutely. We're just taking the moment to take some fluids on. Just over 5 minutes left of the half. Quansah seems to be okay there. I've been quietly quite impressed by him this pre-season, to be honest. I'm not really sure I'd be overly comfortable with him playing in, starting the season or whatever. Look, I think he's not going to usurp Robbo right now. And systemically, we've seen him play that left-sided role when we've left-sided centre-half effectively when we've had Simicast playing the inverted role, so we haven't seen him play in the defence where Trent's played on the other side as yet, which again would be Robbo's position. But we'll see. We'll have to see on that one. But is he good enough to take over from Nat Phillips as our backup option? That's certainly an interesting question. Scanlon putting the press on there, as is Ben Doak. Leicester just trying to play the way out of Liverpool pressure. Chelsea plays it between the lines. Diaz wins it back. Gives away the foul. I just held on to his man a touch too much there. JB, the big question, just going all the way back. This is a throwback to the start of the stream. Who's your favourite engine in Thomas the Tank? It's a big question, that, mate. If I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure we've got the time to really truly answer it. Looks like Quansah's going off there. Frauendorf coming on. We're just going to go to Costas probably at left back there, yeah, and Frauendorf will just come into midfield, more of a standard 4-3-3 for Liverpool. As a result, Quansah, pardon me, McConnell, Elliott across the midfield 3 now. Put a great cross in, didn't he, Frauendorf, for Nunes in the last game. Favourite Thomas the Tank between Edward and James, depending on what mood I'm in. If I'm feeling nice and chill and calm, Edward. If I'm feeling like a bit of a prick, James. Any of them win the voice by Ringo Starr is the answer. Anfield Roar. Paul, with Quansah playing, does this mean we will not be signing a centre-back? Love the channel. I don't know, mate. I think we need one anyway, even if we've got him, because he's just replacing... If Nat Phillips is going, which he looks like he will once he's fully fit, he's just taken that space in the squad. And I think because of the way that we play, I think we need another one anyway. It might mean we don't need to buy a left-footed centre-half, which I think is a real difficult thing. I think, I think Nathan Ake's a bit crap, but the benefit of having someone who's a natural left-footer helps Man City's shape. Tsimikas with the free kick, it's deep, no one's anywhere near that, and it's going to run right out to the left-back position, and Leicester will can't nothing on, so they're forced to retreat. Christ almighty, it's been a long day already. Last few minutes of this game. Leicester have it at the back. I think very much we know who Liverpool's top defensive target is. It is Levi Colwill, and I just don't. It seems highly unlikely they'll get him. But it's whether they can afford to hang on. Can Quansah get himself up to the level? Can he hold his own in the Premier League? And I look at him, and he's reasonably comfortable on the ball. He's tall. He's got good pace. He's aggressive in the tackle. I wouldn't look, for my own sense of comfort, I think we need to buy another centre half, definitely, and I think undoubtedly a number 6, someone else who can do number 6, and a centre half would be, I think, is what we need. But it's weird because I think a lot of people get wedded to players have always got to come in. If we own a player already and they can be good enough and get him beyond good enough, then I honestly really don't give a shit whether we sign someone or not. I just want us to have the best team possible, and if that comes from within, it comes from within. I mean, as an example of that, I've seen so many people going, well, Bajcetic, why are we signing Lavia? Because he's getting in the way of Bajcetic. Why are we signing the DM? Because they're getting in the way of Bajcetic. 6 months ago, you, of course, confusion and delay. Sorry. I need to get this comment up and everyone's comment. Where is it? No. I just want to. The comments are moving too fast. Love it. I like Google Plus. Love it. Comment of the stream goes to I liked Google Plus for the deep cut Thomas the Tank Engine reference. You have caused confusion and delay. What was I saying? Right, yeah. Bajcetic is a good example. Doak, other examples of this. Yeah, there you go. Tom Goldsworthy with the answer. Just going by Pavard. It would be a stretch to suggest that you come from a League One loan to be in a Premier League ready centre half. And the same goes for Conor Bradley as well as like the understudy to Trent. Yeah. Tricky. I think have I answered the question there? I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Ingeberg has nailed the summer transfer plans. Just sign Gvardiol, Kvaratskhelia, Barella and Mbappe, and I'll be happy with the summer transfers. You won't, because there's always something we want to do. Because actually what would happen is, again, you can never please all of the people all the time. So like, even if Liverpool did that, I know you're joking by the way, even if Liverpool bought all those players, there were people going, well, where's Doak getting his game time? Where's Bajcetic getting his game time from? Always the way. No problem, Anfield Raw. I live to serve, my friend. I like interesting conversations and I like interesting debates. And it's the best thing about pre-season for me is because I love the speculation. The transfer speculation gets a bit annoying. Actually, not the speculation's fine. It's how angry everyone gets around transfers is what I find exhausting. But actually, I love just the random hit. What might they be doing? What's the plan? Why are they doing this? I love speculating and trying to work out what the manager's thoughts are. Why have they taken this decision? Why haven't they waited? Why are they doing this? And all I've got to go on is how they've conducted business in the past. I know some people only ever look at the worst. Well, there was a couple of seasons where we chose not to buy a player and hold on. That was always then followed with us buying somebody stupendous. But also there's times when we've thought nothing's going to happen and then we've just pulled the trigger and bought a Wasp player. Corner, probably the last action of the game, last few seconds. Simicast outswinger from that left-hand side. Can we get one more? Bobbles. Elliott with the strike over the bar, and that will be that. Liverpool get their first game in Singapore out of the way. 4-0 against Enzo Maresca's Leicester City side. And ultimately, the Reds have just absolutely wiped the floor with Leicester there. A tricky first 20 minutes or so where they had a couple of really good counter-attacking situations. Still, definitely some things for the Reds to work on. That remains a concerning weakness at how a couple of really easy balls over the top can players into trouble. They had one in the second half as well. But yeah, that has been a really, really pleasant morning's entertainment. Let's be perfectly honest. Did you enjoy the game? Let me know your thoughts on what you've seen from the Reds. Who were your top 3 performers of the second half and who was your overall man of the match? Let me know in the comments who your top 3 performers across both halves, across the full game, and who, if you just want to put your standout man of the match, then let me know that as well. And actually, in addition, any young players stand out for you? You know, we saw, obviously, Ben Doak, rip roaring second half from him. Do we count Elliott in that regard? Yeah, let's count Elliott. He's still only 20, isn't he? We saw McConnell, thought held his own really well in that second half as well. Kwanzaa at the back. Scanlon came on and did okay. Have I missed anyone from the first half team? I feel like I am, but I can't think who it is. Anyway, yes. Who are the young players stood out for you in that period? Let me know in the comments section. I'm going to take a little break. I'll be honest, I'm going to have probably a little bite to eat. And then we would normally be doing the new show in the evening. But we'll do that. What we'll do is we'll wrap up this game and we're going to be discussing Kylian Mbappe's potential loan move to Liverpool. What do you reckon, Joe? Should we say? You know what, we'll figure out 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Keep your eyes peeled on the YouTube channel is what I'll say. And then we'll go from there. But yes, thank you to everyone. You guys have all been brilliant. I'm really pleased with how everyone managed to keep their heads on. You know, the first half was a bit of a fucking mire. You see in YouTube comments anyway, and particularly live show chats, and I know a lot of fans of other clubs go in and throw little hand grenades in. That's fine. Look, it is what it is. We've all been there and done it. This didn't exist when I was a kid, but we did similar things. Work still to be done in the transfer market, without a doubt, but it was encouraging to see a step up in quality. Leicester still are going to be one of the stronger teams in the Championship, definitely better than Karlsruhe and Greuther Fürth, who we've gone up against so far. Some interesting tests from them, definitely more quality and more pace on the counter-attack, which we know Leicester are good at, which was an interesting challenge for Liverpool to stand up to, which they did. The first half attack, excellent. So yeah, be interesting to see what follows next. We're going to be discussing the latest transfer rumours on Liverpool Fan Interactive. I suspect it'll be about an hour. We'll do that. Let's just say we'll do that at 1 o'clock. It gives me time to eat some breakfast. Everyone to gather themselves, compose themselves, come back here and join me then. And then I'll be doing a Twitch stream a little bit later on this afternoon, talking more transfers and continuing my squad build on eFootball as well. Anyway, before I go, another shout out why not in the interim period? Go and grab yourself Bobby Firmino, Best in the World, our brand new book. It is filled with brilliant stories, the life and times of Bobby Firmino, from being a boy in Brazil to Hoffenheim, and then a season-on-season guide to his time at the Reds, with incredible full-page pictures, some unique photos you won't have seen from his time, stats, media clippings, and a hell of a lot more quotes from journos and players and what have you. And then, yeah, it's just boss. If you love Roberto Firmino and you enjoyed his time and you want to celebrate the time of a cop icon, then it's A4 premium format, very limited numbers. I spent 2 days signing the author-signed editions. This week, the first load will be, I've already been sent out, so yeah, you can grab one now and you'll get it sent to you pretty sharpish as well. So if you want a signed copy, you can do. If you just want to pick up a normal copy, you can do. If you want to get yourself a Boss Prezi or a Boss Prezi for a Red in your life, then head to redmenmerch.com and grab Bobby Firmino, Best in the World. Lovely stuff. You guys are all the best. Have a Boss Sunday. See us in about an hour. Ta-ra. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. If you need more Liverpool content in your life, whether it's podcasts, videos, interviews, or great Liverpool documentaries, head over and subscribe to redmenplus.com today. It funds everything we do across all the free platforms, and we give you amazing content each and every week.